I've seen on social media that the rest of the 2022 signing class has arrived in Athens. They have made their way over to campus, starting to move in. I think that this 22 class is going to be pretty good. I think that there's definitely some headline guys in it. We know guys like Malachi Starks and Gunnar Stockton and Oscar Delp. Some of those guys we saw at G-Day playing, but a few more have arrived on campus. Some guys that are going to make an impact in their Georgia career, whether that be this year, next year, or later on in Athens. And this program continues to recruit at a really high level. Kirby continues to recruit at a very high level, and then bringing in a ton of really good players. Ryan Kohler from Dog Post here, talking about the 2022 signing class. And obviously I've seen a handful of these guys in action, both now at the collegiate level and the high school level. And I've talked to some of them. I've met some of them, and I've watched a lot of highlights of these guys. So I'm just going to talk about some of the names that you're going to see that you didn't get to see at G-Day, but you'll see sprinkled in this fall. Before I get into that, make sure you're checking out DAWGSTRUCTION, our insider info on the national championship, our insider book, all sorts of great images. Make sure you're checking that out. Link down below, and go to dogpost.com. Christian Miller, Dylan Bell, Andrew Paul, Julian Humphrey, Branson Robinson, Marvin Jones Jr. Those are some of the names that have arrived. Darris Smith, Marcus Washington. A ton of guys just showed up. Jaheim Singletary, that's a big corner prospect. We know that the cornerback position is somewhat of a concern for Georgia. Darian Kendrick leaves. Who's going to be that solid number 2? Where's that depth going to come in? Keely Ringo is kind of the guy. I'm a little bit more confident in the safety position than I am in the cornerback position for Georgia. But there's not really a clear-cut number 2 yet. I know Lassiter is a guy that they talked about, and you've got William Poole. You got some of those guys coming in, so they'll figure it out. But that is not set in stone quite yet. So Jaheim Singletary's presence is going to be felt. I'll just go ahead and talk about my favorite out of this group. A kid that I've met, kid that I've talked to, young man, a high school I've never seen, and he was 16 when I met him. I've never seen a high schooler, and I've said this a few times, that jacked. I was jealous of him. I was jealous of Branson Robinson, the running back from Mississippi, one of the best running backs in this class, high 4-star guy, top 10 running back, and I think he ended up top 3 or 5. And just a bowling ball. He's fast, he's strong, he's jacked, he's got good vision, and I think he's going to make an impact because you know how Georgia loves to rotate these guys. He's going to be that 5th running back, fourth running back actually, because now I only really see ahead of him. I think Dejon Edwards is going to be right in front of him after Kenny McIntosh and Kendall Milton. I think that Branson Robinson is a guy that's going to get carries. I think he's going to get touches, and we've seen a lot of freshman running backs get touches over the last 10 years for Georgia football. Todd Gurley was a big factor freshman year. Obviously, there wasn't as many people in front of him at the time, and Keith Marshall, but Nick Chubb and Sony Michel got action their freshman year. DeAndre Swift got action his freshman year. Kenny McIntosh got action his freshman year. Kendall Milton got action his freshman year. I expect Branson Robinson to get some action, especially when they're going to be blowing people out. They're going to blow teams like Samford out and Georgia Tech and Vanderbilt. Games like that shouldn't be close. I think they'll blow Missouri out. You're going to see these names come in. A couple other guys that I've seen in action. I've seen Darris Smith. I'm blanking on the name of the school. They played Cedar Grove, and that's when I saw Christian Miller. And so, Christian Miller, a little short in my opinion, but we've seen some shorter linemen succeed at Georgia, defensive linemen. Nonetheless, pretty good, can get into the backfield. Darris Smith is a guy that I think has a lot of potential as an edge rusher. And if you just pull up a picture of him, I mean, he looks kind of like he's got that long body, kind of like almost like a Leonard Floyd type of looking pass rusher. And I think that's a type of player that should excite Georgia, because that long, lanky, fast pass rusher. That's kind of what you're getting with Darris Smith. Appling County, I could not think of the school. I saw Appling County play Cedar Grove. I really hope I'm not getting that wrong. Around the SEC championship game, Georgia Tech game, it was in end of November, early December, that game. And there was a lot of Georgia prospects in that game. There was a corner prospect, but Darris Smith was the best player on the field, in my opinion. He looked the best. He, tall, fast, lanky, can get in the backfield. He played some offense. So Georgia's going to have a lot of great players. I'm not even going through this entire list of people that just showed up in the summer, and that kind of completes this class that we thought is really special, because you couple that with an Oscar Delp, a Malachi Starks, Ja'Cory Thomas, all those guys that showed up and played during G-Day. You're adding that with this group, and the 22 class I think is really good. EJ Lightsey, obviously victim of a shooting. It's been reported that he's starting to recover, so that's good. Marcus Washington, Cole Spear, wide receiver. There's a lot of guys coming in that are adding to this class, and that's all I've got for you right now. This is my new backdrop for now, temporary. Make sure you're checking out DAWGSTRUCTION and going to Dog Post down below.